and really, really excited to be here with Mohini and Pavel and Katerina, beloved allies and friends and co-conspirators in this work, um, to serve in life-affirming ways. So I'll let Katerina let you check us in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our co-creation session. And now we have an interesting discovering for us something new experience of creating collective space of our images, our feelings about what it's mean, University for the Planet. What is this for you? And we use the special tools for it. And first of all, I ask you to close your eyes just only for 30 seconds and find inside your body, inside your heart, inside your mind, the answer for the question. What is one word that comes to mind when you think of University for the Planet? What is that? Feeling, image, action maybe, and find this word inside of you and be ready to put it in the special tools. So let's start our short meditation and find this word inside you. Okay, see words, and I ask you to try the interesting tools. That's mean Book Lab. We try to create a collective word cloud, use this tool, and see in the real time what the words come to you. So I ask Valentina, can you share this, please, the link? And I show you a screen, or well, share a screen. Yeah, please. This is interesting tool that we try to explore together today. Not Miro, not Jamboard, but also nice. Please put it the event code. You see the QR code, or can use the chat, the website link, and you find this. Yes, just free. Put their event code LM. You see that on the screen. LMHXGP. Yes, please. And you see this. So let's start bold and put your answer in this tool. Yes, you can use 2 or 3 words. Yes, you see. And so Valentina, can you give me administration rights that I share my screen and we can see in real time what's the cloud word we're creating together in the first step, how we
Can you
feel,
repeat the code, please?
Hmm?
Can you repeat the code, please?
Yes, of course. LM HXGP. So I need the administration rights and I show you my screen. It's amazing. I see first words. Okay.
You should be able to share now, Katarina.
Yes, I see. So, yes, you can see that in the real time. How we move through the collective mind together, how some words growing, how they change their place inside between us and this collective space. You see, connectedness. So which word is bigger is the main words in our collective space, in our hearts and minds. And you see it moving. This how we collaborate between our minds, just in the real time. And words changing their size. You see that? Love, nature, joy, play, abundance, curiosity, indigenous. So now we see 75 answers. You see that? 77. And our next interesting step, I try to write a prompt for artificial intelligence using these words and try to create and to image our common vision of what it's mean university for the planet in the visual image for those group, for those impressive, amazing people who comes and who present themselves by these words. So evolution, connectedness, freedom. You see that? Yes, so you can continue, but I try to write a prompt and ask artificial intelligence. I will use Midjourney or maybe DALI, how it's work is faster, I don't know. So, and bring in our group chat um, for 2 minutes the first pictures of our collective image of this connections in the space of University for the Planet. And during I try to write the prompt, I invite you to discuss the word which you see that in our screen, how you feel with the biggers of the words, how you feel the process of that when you see how thoughts circulate and move in a common space. So, and I try to write the prompt and share the pictures. So, Valentina or Ila, can you help me with a little bit of this short reflection? And I try to write the prompt just for 2 minutes.
Absolutely. How how does this feel? I'd love to see emojis, senses, maybe what's an emoji that comes to mind when you think of University for the Planet? Let's get visual with it. And how are you feeling watching this word cloud grow, change, evolve as we do? See the mushroom, the solidarity fist, A little growing plant, loving hearts, oh, many eyes, always watching. Sunflower. Tree. I feel like snow, celebrations, strength, lots of love. I like the turtle and the frog. And yin yang. Art, the painting, university wish to see, lots of natural imagery. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And how do you feel right now? I think while Katarina is creating the prompt, we have a few minutes to maybe hear from some folks. I can't see you because it's a screen share, but let me see.
Yes. Yeah, I need 1 minute, so waiting answer
Of
from.
course,
Yes.
if anyone wants to unmute and give me a word or a word in the chat, how do you feel right now? Or an emoji, or a gesture. That's a very good question from Val. Is this what your university experience looked like? I wonder what that world cloud would look like. My sense is not this. Maybe learning and responsibility. And I'll pass back to Katarina.
Yes, I'm ready to share with you the first prompt. It's really interesting. I never did it in the real time without corrections, without next evolving pictures. So let's try to see the first one. It's interesting and amazing. So just 30 seconds. I open it in my yes. Okay. Show you this one. I hope you see that, or if not, I try again to share it. I'm ready. It's really interesting. So that's all. You can see that this is our prompt from our words. I hope you see this road with a lot of hearts and a lot of amazing souls and sun that we see, and maybe not end, it's just a road through the sun. I hope you see that picture, and I put it on the chat. So amazing. And please, before we start the next part of our session, put in the chat what you see in this visualization. And will be our next cloud that I preparing during the session, and ask Pavel to continue the next part. Please put it in the chat, and I put the picture in our common space. And thank you for being the part of this interesting journey of the co-creating and bringing it by artificial intelligence in the common space in real time.
Fantastic and very inspiring. I feel like it was so amazing to see how we created this vision already in basically 10 minutes of the session together through the community inspiration. And Katerina, maybe you can also try other prompts and show them at the end of the session. It will be really interesting to see how it evolves, because there are so many beautiful words that were expressed. And I think that sort of gives us an idea of the dream that we might have together. And maybe before going into that dream, I wanted to ask how many of you working in your local places feel that problems that you deal with are not really local. They are actually part of something that's happening in the world, that's happening all over us. So maybe you can raise your hands, or both hands in some cases. Really, yeah. We are living in a very interesting moment of human history, where more and more people start to realize that um, our systems and our ways of learning and our ways of thinking are very local. But challenges that we are facing are no longer local. And the question, how many of you think that the education system at the moment really helps us prepare for these challenges ahead? Well, let me ask you, how many of you think that the current education system does not allow us to deal with these questions? Right. Yeah, I think there's also a lot of resonance, that we really feel that there is this gap, this huge gap between what human beings need to learn and what is out there. We are craving for a new type of learning that really matches our current stage of collective evolution. And when we started today with sharing some of the words that express this idea of university for the planet, and in this festival we also used other words, the idea of planetism festival, university, planetary university. The name, I think, is showing this relationship between something that used to be a very advanced form of human learning and the planet, recognizing that we are part of it, recognizing that on one hand, the idea of planetism, and there's a new concept that is offered by Learning Planet Institute, is that we are more than just citizens. We are all members of this planetary family with other species, with all life, and we need to start learning the skills and knowledge that really brings us to this level of being planetary culture, planetary civilization, planetary species. On the other hand, the word planetary also brings the recognition that we are all connected. We are all joining the session, for example, from all parts of the world. And finally, for the planet, like this idea says that we are not here only learning for ourselves. We are learning for the planet, for flourishing, because our flourishing is part of the flourishing of beautiful Gaia, the planet, the beautiful Earth that we live in. So in that regard, the idea of University for the Planet for us is actually that we can create that kind of new learning system, or ecosystem, perhaps is maybe a better word. An ecosystem which is also learning in the way that nature learns. Nature doesn't learn by top-down curriculums produced by ministries of education, or does not learn on digital platforms. It learns in very beautiful organic ways of evolving, of fine-tuning, of connecting, of spreading, so evolving together. Can we do that type of learning together the same way as nature learns, as planet learns? Learning from planet, learning with planet. So that's the inspiration that we hold in creating this new type of learning space and interconnected global planetary space with all of us. And with that inspiration, I would like to invite us to start exploring it. And Mohini, some of the things, maybe you can present one of the things that is already happening in the University for the Planet and has been happening yesterday as one of early manifestations of what we see University of the Planet could be. And then we'll jump into potential of not only visualizing it with beautiful images, but also thinking together how we can create something material, something real. Mahini.
Thank you so much, Pavel. So yes, to build off of what you shared and to go continue contextualizing University for the Planet, particularly in the context of what is happening already, we wanted to highlight the Knowledge Garden. And so the Knowledge Garden is a project that University for the Planet and Youth by Youth is co-creating alongside many beautiful organizations, for example, Future Network, Learning Planet, AIM. And I do see a few familiar faces from yesterday where we had a Knowledge Garden lab session. And we really explored the idea of a knowledge garden, sensed into what it could be, what it could look like and feel like. And we co-created it as we are going to do today. So we are very, very excited to continue planting even more seeds of this University for the Planet alongside you. And with that said, I'd like to pass it on to Ila.
Thank you.
I am.
Welcome. Beautiful to be in this university with you. I feel like that's what, I know Youth by Youth has been for me, is that kind of alternative, explorative space, a truthful university. And so I want to invite you all to dive into the spirit of today, our What If Day, our day of imagining, of stretching our minds, our hearts, and our spirits. And there's an invitation to just visualize, to close your eyes and be with what comes up, to draw or to write in response to the prompts that I'm going to offer. And first, just to take a moment to have a deep breath, to stretch your body in any ways that she, he, they, them may need to be stretched. We've been on Zoom for a while together, and not just in this one sitting. It's been a long time of being on Zoom. So let's care for ourselves while we're here. And then I'm gonna invite you to imagine, what if we co-created a university for the planet? If it feels safe and it feels welcoming, you can close your eyes and let yourself be transported to this university. Stand on the grounds of the University for the Planet. And what do you see? As you walk, as you run, as you skip, as you sit, what comes into your field of vision? Who is there? Which beings, human and more than? Who is with you? And then as you explore, maybe with a lot of movement and maybe with very little, I invite you to tune into, how do you feel in this university? How do you feel in this space? And then sitting here in your University for the Planet, in our University for the Planet, I'd like to offer you a learning question. How can we create an institution that is in service of Earth's regeneration? And this is a question that we as a team are asking ourselves, but I also know we as a collective of people within this species are asking ourselves. How can we create an institution that is in service of Earth's regeneration? And I invite you to sit with this question. We're going to go into breakouts and we're going to have a chance to share with people. But before we do that, I want to invite you to listen to who who in this university for the planet might have some of the answers, who might have some important questions, who might have some important intuitions. And ultimately, when you ask this question, when I ask this question of you, how can we create an institution that is in service of Earth's regeneration? What does Earth tell you? What is she saying? Can you hear her? And how can we get into alignment with that wisdom? I'm going to invite you to come back, but to stay maybe 1 foot in the University of the Planet and 1 foot in this Zoom room. So you're going to go into breakouts and share about this now. So we'll have 3 people. We're not going to have such a long amount of time, I think about 10 minutes. And we have a little harvesting document. I recommend that if you want to pick one person, I mean, you can do it however you want, but if you want to pick one person to scribe your conversation and you know you have a laptop and good internet, be a hero, step up, be the scribe. We've got a lot of people in our community who are on their phones or whose internet is not great. So if you know you can scribe, please do. It's 10 minutes. And going to invite you to just chat about that question. How can we create an institution that is in service of Earth's regeneration? And listen to each other and the voices beyond.
Welcome, everyone. It's always amazing seeing everyone kind of pop back in. It's so much energy over. Maybe we can get a few reactions from how all your breakouts went. I wasn't in a breakout, but I was watching the harvesting document live, and I felt like I was in all of them. It was incredible. But yeah, few reactions on your screen of how the breakout went. I see Ana Lucia says this was a very engaging conversation. Kuma says great conversation. Janina says more time. I know it's never enough time. Breakouts are never enough time. But it sounds wonderful, and we invite you to look at the harvesting document fully when you have time. Unfortunately, we don't have time today to do a bit of a reflection. It's always time. It's always time. But to kind of begin closing us out, we first of all wanted to say thank you to all of those who are present. Thank you to all of those who came to the session. It was wonderful to have you here. It was wonderful to see the wisdom and the knowledge you shared in that harvesting document. But we don't want the connection to end here. And so we have created a follow-up form for anyone who is interested in hearing more, sharing ideas, collaborating around a university for the planet. If you've had an idea in your breakout room and you feel called, so we would love to receive it. There we go, it's in the chat. So definitely, yeah, feel free to fill out that form to continue what we've just began sprouting. Yeah. And then to more formally take us out, which is a bit sad. We kind of want to do like a collective poem, I think. In the chat, I'm going to put a few prompts and I'm going to play music for like maybe 2 minutes. And it would be wonderful if during that time you can respond to these prompts and fill in the blanks. So in this university, I see myself learning. In this university, I see myself teaching. In this university, I see myself creating. And in this university, I see myself hosting.
Yes,
And so just the tech dissonance, which is natural. And so while I play some music, I'd love all of those to come in, and then afterwards I can read it out like a poem, and it can almost be this mantra, this reminder of why we are all here, to energize us to continue. So I'll play one song while we share in the chat. Thank you, everyone who has been putting in the chat. It's been wonderful reading. I need to scroll all the way up though, because I've been just keeping up to date with it.
Mo, I think Katerina has generated a few more images. So if we can, before closing, if we can see them for inspiration and something that we can take to the next stage. And while Katerina is doing this, I would like to actually make sure that people know that today was more like a tasting, a little bit of first invitation, first connection to the space. And in a couple of months, we would like to properly invite you to a co-design, because right now we are working on a number of specific ideas and specific initiatives around University for the Planet, and we would like to actually make sure that all of your ideas are integrated. That's why we invited you to share your first ideas, your first impressions, your suggestions, and make sure to fill up the form so we know more about you, your interests, and your projects that we can connect with in the next 2 months. And on 21st of March, we would like to hold the next co-design or co-creation session that will go deeper into various dimensions of this. And I hope there will be a lot more to go into, not just a dream, but also into how to make the dream real. And thank you very much. It was very, very inspiring to see and hear all of you. And maybe Katerina can show very briefly the image that came up. I think it's how it evolved.
Yes, I try to do it faster than I can. So this one, you can see And this is the middle of our session when we see more about connectedness and open hearts. And other one, just a second. Another one, amazing pictures. Sorry. Yes, and this is about intergenerational dialogue, and you put a lot about diversity and different traditions, and we discuss it in the breakouts. And I will show you the last one about souls of planet. Just a second. Yes, this image, I think it's very impressive because I put all your images of what you want to do and how you see yourself in the University of the Planet, teaching, learning, creating, hosting. And, you know, I see the nature, I see the planet, the spirit of planet from those two amazing existence. Thank you so much that you bring your images and your hearts and give me this amazing experience to co-create with you using artificial intelligence in real time.
Thank you so much, Katarina, for playing with the AI, with Midjourney, and doing that. Yeah, so beautifully in this time. We're gonna we have 12 minutes, a little more time to just go to the loo, have a stretch, read one page of a book. I'm kind of looking for other things that you could do in 12 minutes. Actually, that'd be a really slow page of a book. I don't know how big a book is. And come back at past, or on that never works. It's not past for me. Come back in 11 minutes, ready for the showcases. We have 3 amazing global action circles showcasing today their projects on the intersections of community-based learning, youth mental health and well-being, gender education, climate and nature education, peace education, and relational and inclusive education. I know we have a whole bunch of people from the global action circles in here, so give me a little reaction, and unmute, anything. Let me know that you're showing up with energy in 10 minutes.
Up.
Right here.
Power up.
Power up.
Activists!
Power
Power
up!
up.
Power up.
Power up!
Power up.
Power up!
Beautiful. And